She's been doing this a long time. People, let me make my comment because it's getting to a point where what I'm seeing is just cruelty at this point. I have been anorexic. I watched a video Dr. Grande made today. I'm going to leave a link. Um, and he stated there are two types of anorexia nervosa that hasn't been mentioned anywhere. This is the first time I heard it, to actually name what she's suffering with. And he also mentioned, he talked a lot about the petitions to take her down. And I understand a lot of people's feelings, especially because her audience is young girl. She's actually 30 years old, but the truth of the matter is she's been doing this a long time. Her content in and of itself is absolutely not dangerous at all. It reveals a lot about her disease when you watch them, little things that she's simply not capable of doing. And I don't think it has anything to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with her disease and what she's suffering with. My strong feeling, having gone through this and watching some of the comments that are made on her lives, I don't want to go for other creators right now. There's one in particular that he's just a little square on the bottom of his computer, and he runs clips and he comments, and it's like he's looking for something to be wrong and easily finds it. But I question the spirit in which it's done. He seems to be under attack, or attacking her, actually. Matter of fact, I made a comment, and I don't know if it was based off my comment or triggered from that, but 2 minutes after I made it, he was like, oh my God, we got the haters in here already. Just scroll through, don't watch my videos. I might have done the same thing. But the point is, this is a real human being. Dr. Grande, who again did not diagnose her, he can't do that, but did state there's no such thing as just anorexia nervosa. There's two types, and she obviously has the second type, in which you're just horrified of getting fat or gaining weight. You don't eat. There's a litany of other physical complications and mental complications that come with that. She's been dangerously thin for a long time like this, so obviously she's getting some type of nutrition just to be able to go and dance and have some energy. But he spoke about the petition to get her off, and he too, medical professionals have a concern about the influence she may have on others, especially young women. But the point is, prove me wrong. I haven't seen or heard of one story where somebody followed her, liked her videos, whatever, that then became anorexic. It's a disease unto itself. The content she puts out just isn't dangerous. It isn't a whole lot at all. She likes her makeup. She is a pretty girl. She would be absolutely gorgeous with the weight. He also mentioned to deplatform her could be a danger to her mental health. So I guess I'm speaking to those of you that really give a crap about what this girl is going through. Her mother, obviously, from what I can see, is batshit crazy. I don't know, she's the cash cow of the family, what the situation is. I don't want to get on board with bashing her. I would just strongly suggest to kind of leave her alone. Let the ones that do enjoy her simply enjoy her. She is alarming to look at, and that got me to thinking about TikTok and YouTube. They're a business, and I guess I'm going to throw a question out there. How much moral and ethical responsibility do they have to the content that goes on there? It's really kind of up to the other creators to comment on it as they see fit and do responsibly. I listen to Swoop, Cool World Happy Mind, and I personally like the way they put the facts out there. They're not doing it with hate. And when there's a cause to be concerned, when it's not a perfectly mentally functioning person doing something heinous or hideous, Ruby Frankie comes to mind. The general public will take care of that too. You know, how many times was CPS called on her before the tragedy actually happened, where she whisked the kids off, got rid of the rest of her family, and you know, I'm sure most of you know there's several charges of CA against her pending at this time. CPA isn't always the answer. In fact, it can make problems worse. In more cases, they do than they don't. You know, how much is YouTube supposed to be responsible for? How much is TikTok supposed to be responsible for? You know, let her do her thing. Let her do her thing. Pray for the girl, but for the love of God, like, can we stop scrutinize her? And she obviously doesn't want to talk about it. People aren't forcing her. They can't, you know. She had that one friend that actually had her sectioned. My only the only thing I think to say to that, it was a waste of time. When you force somebody into something like that, it's not going to work. What you really did was just cut off your future opportunity to possibly edify her, help her. And I say, in the meantime, let her live. Let her live. Let her do her thing. Let her have her makeup. Let her do her hair. Put on her little outfits. It's really not our business. It's not our business. Anything that could be done to get her help has backfired. Deplatforming her isn't getting her help. Scrutinize every move she makes, pointing out everything that she can't do or doesn't do, trashing on her friendship with Jeffree Star. We don't know his heart. She's 30 years old. It doesn't look like she's had a lot of friends or people that have taken an interest in her personally. Let Jeffree do it. He wants to. Let Shane do it. I think Shane was very sincere and very responsible in his documentary after Eugenia got out of recovery. And that was a good period in her life. She doesn't talk about that in a positive light anymore. I mean, she loves Shane, but she looks back on it as a very scary time. It's like somebody deep in their addiction, and they don't want to stop, or they can't stop, and somebody's telling them, "Oh, but look how great you were doing then." Of course, she's going to say, "No, you don't know what was going on in my head." So anyway, those are my thoughts on Eugenia. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think YouTube is responsible, or TikTok, there isn't anything they do. It's a business. It's a business for them. It's a business for her. And the only one that she has. So having been in her shoes to a lesser degree with pictures, my husband absolutely, he forbids me to upload them. They're that frightening because they have that kind of shock value, and that's not what I'm going for. Pray for the girl. Let her live. Let her be. Let her do her thing.